This is MuggleCast, the Harry Potter podcast discussing everything about J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World. This week's episode is sponsored by Blue Apron. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free, including free shipping, by going to blueapron.com/MuggleCast. New episodes of MuggleCast are made possible thanks to listeners like you. Please visit patreon.com/MuggleCast to support the show and help us grow. In exchange, you'll receive exclusive benefits, including an ad-free version of our podcast. Welcome to MuggleCast episode 329. I'm Andrew.
I'm Eric.
I'm Micah.
And joining us this week is friend of the show, Jeanna. Hello, Jeanna.
Hey, guys.
Welcome back. So we actually have a untraditional episode. This is a movie commentary episode. We're doing our Fantastic Beasts movie commentary as promised. So you can listen to this whole thing without the movie if you want, but you probably should listen to this one while also playing the movie. We won't be playing audio of the movie. Right. We're all going on mute and just watching the movie together.
It's 2 hours and 12 minutes of complete silence.
Yes. Yes. No, this will be a little different. If you've listened to our commentaries in the past, we've done at least one for Deathly Hallows Part 2. We'll all start the movie at the same time. But before we do that, we actually have a couple of housekeeping updates. We have launched a whole slew of new updates on our Patreon to encourage some new people to sign up. We would love your support as always. First of all, starting immediately, if you are a member at the $5 level or above, meaning the Dumbledore's Army level or above, we now have an exclusive Facebook group for patrons. Facebook groups are such a good way to stay in touch with each other. I use several of them for podcasts and my website, and I'm just saying a couple that I'm interested in, like tech groups to talk tech with fellow people. We have one for MuggleCast patrons now, and there's a form on Patreon where you can sign up, right, Eric?
Yeah, because people's email that they use for, I know this is true with me, the email that I use for Facebook is different than the email I use for Patreon. So the form just reconciles that so we don't need to email you and add the wrong email and all this other stuff. But basically, if you want to sign up, you will see the post if you're our Dumbledore's Army level or above. And it's been great. In one day of this Facebook group's existence, we've already seen so many amazing posts from fellow patrons. The thing is, like, Patreon is great and it has the ability for us to like reach out and post posts and stuff, but in terms of a community, Facebook still is just easier for people to reach each other.
And everybody's on Facebook all the time, so it's just a very interactive, and our community is already so engaging as is on Patreon. Now that we have this Facebook group, it kind of brings it to the next level because, like I said, everybody's always on Facebook.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a lot of fun going forward. Also, at the Slug Club level now, that's the $10 level, we are going to be doing a monthly hangout via Google Hangouts before one episode recording each month. So we'll announce the date and time in advance, and people will be able to join in on Google Hangout. It's simple to use. But the thing about Google Hangout is it's like a group video chat. And we've done one of these before. It was a lot of fun seeing everybody. We'll all be on video. You don't have to be on video, but you certainly can. And it's just fun to hang out. So we'll hang out once a month there for a little bit before recording a new episode, and then we will be streaming the recording as usual for patrons. Yeah. But the monthly hangout with video, that will be limited to Slug Club members. And then finally, we are bringing back for a limited time signed album art at the Dumbledore's Army level. We have to sign a new batch, so it stopped for a while.
We sent out 800 art cards. We promised 687, which was Harry's vault number at Gringotts. But due to overwhelming demand and Andrew's good pre-planning, we had enough to send out to 800 people. But now we need more, and people are asking, hey, can we get some of those cards? So, yeah, we're sending more out.
Yeah.
Well, and to be honest, I mean, it's not just us. There were other people who signed those cards that are only available at certain times of the year. So
Yes, Dobby and Aberforth especially. I know he has a very busy schedule.
I think Hedwig signed a couple.
Hedwig, oh yeah,
Yeah, we and our friends had a lot of fun with that. So
we spared no expense.
we'll be
getting
doing
those guys.
more of those. We know they're a big draw. And then speaking of physical items, at the Slug Club level, again, that's the $10, that's the highest level, we will be sending out some remaining sticker sets. We do have about 40 sets left over. So we will so we've reopened up that benefit. Previously it was a limited time offer. Now it is open.
But still limited quantities
To 40,
are limited and first come, first serve.
Right. And we're also pleased to announce that the Slug Club level, we will be sending out a physical gift every year. So this year was stickers. Next year, well, we got some time to figure that out.
We should do coffee mugs. That'd be cool.
Coffee that sounds expensive. Don't promise people that.
Eric is promising big things in 2018.
Yeah, maybe at the $50 level, but
Who knows? Who knows?
I made a suggestion of what to send out. I'll have to say it again off air.
okay, yeah, sure.
Well, no, say it on air. I mean, Eric's putting everything out there anyway.
Yeah, sure. Tell us.
I just said to do a card decal because it's thin.
Perfect. Yeah, we can do something like that, or like a magnet. Would that be the same thing? I mean, because that could go on a car. Yeah, that's a good idea. So we want to thank patrons. We want to keep our Patreon fresh. So you're interested in continuing to pledge, and we want to bring new people on as well. So these are only some of the benefits. So visit patreon.com/MuggleCast. You can see what we're offering. I'm really proud of this Patreon. I think we're doing a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, and we definitely wanted to keep. We always are looking at options of keeping it fresh. Ways to keep it fresh and exciting and new. In addition to our twice monthly bonus MuggleCast segments and chapter readings and all the other stuff that's going on. If you're not a patron, now is the best time to join over at patreon.com/MuggleCast.
And just going off what you said in terms of keeping it fresh, I would say if patrons or listeners have any suggestions or ideas on how we can keep improving, definitely let us know.
Absolutely. Yeah. We are streaming this live right now on patreon.com/MuggleCast. So throughout this commentary, we'll be sharing some thoughts from people who are watching live along with us. Before we get into our commentary, it's time to remind you that today's episode is brought to you by Blue Apron. They are the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. Not only are they affordable, they're flexible. You can customize your recipes each week based on your preferences, which I do a lot. Basically, what happens is you have a menu you can look at and select the meals that you want. They give you a bunch of options every week. And there's no weekly commitment, which I love. So you only get deliveries when you want them. So maybe you're going on vacation one week. Maybe you just don't want to cook. All you got to do is log into your account and say, I'm going to skip this week. Here are a few recent and upcoming meals. We have the seared chicken and creamy pasta salad with summer squash and sweet peppers. By the way, they're using summer squash a bunch of times throughout the summer, and they're delicious. There's also the creamy shrimp rolls with quick pickles, and sweet potato wedges. And there's also the fresh basil fettuccine pasta with sweet corn. The best part is you can try it out for free, and I really think you're going to love it. It is a lot of fun and very easy. Me and my family love them. To check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping, go to blueapron.com/MuggleCast. You will love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron, so don't wait. That's blueapron.com/MuggleCast. Blue Apron is a better way to cook. And with that, let's get started. So here's how we're going to have it synced up. We know some people are watching the movie digitally, some people with physical DVDs or Blu-rays, so we want you to hit play on the movie and then get to the part where the Warner Brothers Pictures logo fills the screen, the text itself, Warner Brothers Pictures. It goes from left to right, full span of the screen, and then pause it right there. That should be about the 12-second mark. So pause this commentary if you need a second to get this all ready. And on 3 now, we're all going to hit play. The 4 of us
on 3 or an imaginary 4th beat?
On 3! On three. On three.
I think we can manage this time.
Okay. Ugh.
Just had to clarify for all of our listeners. We're
Thank
doing
you.
it on 3.
So the next time you hear me say the number 3, you're going to hit play. Ready? 1, 2, 3, play.
We're through.
Yeah, we're through.
Can we just talk about the music and how amazing it is?
Yeah, I actually, the first thing I want to say is that, remember the Harry Potter movie started very bright. Did it not?
Yes,
with the
I was
WB
thrilled
logo?
when I saw that during the screening.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so where were we? What was that building we just saw?
That looked like Malfoy Manor.
It did, but it's
I
not,
thought it was.
because Grindelwald's there.
You mean Graves?
Well, no, that shot of Grindelwald, that was Grindelwald. That was Johnny Depp. No?
Did I ever bring up that person who administered Newt's exams and Harry's exams is like the same person, Griselda Marchbanks or whatever?
I think you've mentioned it.
Yeah, so she's in these newspapers that are flying by. Madam Marchbanks, she's like a member of MACUSA. She's a person who is alive both when like Newt is in school and Harry is in school, and is like some kind of hidden in the background only character that J.K. Rowling could pull out of her pocket at any moment.
I really love all these newspapers. There's a lot of good stuff in here by Mina Lima, including the Ilvermorny logo and the Hogwarts increases security. All right, time to see Theseus. Oh, never mind. He was cut.
I love the music in this section, though. Especially.
Jeanna, you in your screening, you saw the test screening. Theseus was not in it, correct?
He was not.
You would know because there'd be a letter that Newt is
I think
reading.
he did have the letter. It's been a literal year since that screening.
Yeah. Newt was so cute during this. Just coming to New York.
It's always nice to see just the scope of the city. This is a fun trailer moment.
Yes, I was thinking that too.
Obviously, the visual gag, Muggle-worthy.
Yeah.
Anything edible? A few things. It's kind of funny, actually, though, because several things in there could eat him.
Right.
Yes, we have predators in here as well.
And also, speaking of that trailer, well, it was exciting to see the word Muggle, first of all, but also seeing Newt's Hufflepuff scarf in a second. That was old school Hufflepuff scarf.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how proud that, like, how excited that made me in like promotional images. If he's just wearing his scarf, I was like, oh my God.
And I mean, that's not even a modern looking scarf. Like you wouldn't see somebody during Harry's story wear that scarf. You know what I mean? Like the yellow and gray. Like that was kind of like
a
old school Hogwarts style. So if we do go back to Hogwarts, it'll be interesting to see how the cloaks and the scarves and everything else differ in the 20s and 30s.
Absolutely.
Because it'll even be different from when we saw Tom Riddle in Chamber of Secrets. Young Tom Riddle.
Yeah.
And that time it was black and white or sepia. So, yeah.
Oh, and I hope they'd like make merchandise that we can purchase. That'd be so cool.
I love the close-up focus on the back of the hair right there.
Yeah.
They do so many back of the head Colin Farrell shots.
Such a giveaway in hindsight.
I know. I love these sets. Even though a lot of it's green screen. Like,
why do you love them?
Well, I like this portion. Like, as you go further back, it's green screen. But like this set that they're standing in, I think looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Maggie points out over on Patreon. Let's take time to appreciate the Academy Award-winning costuming in this movie. Look at all those 12 Muggles and Graves here in perfect. I will say I love Graves, especially his sleeves. The costumes, like he's got that looser in the sleeve, in like the wrist level wizard sleeve outfit.
And Eric, you can mention that, but don't thank J.K. Rowling at all.
Yeah, definitely not. No thanks to J.K. Rowling.
Ouch. There's the iconic hot dog. We should have had hot
Mustard.
dogs for lunch today.
I have hot dogs for lunch every day in Chicago.
You really do?
This speech is really good. I remember writing this down for our Mary Lou discussion, but it's like a pretty compelling argument. What she's making.
Were you convinced? Did you want to hate on wizards?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to. Yeah, I mean, we're following Newt, but the talkies, the digital movie theaters, it's all too technology based. We need to worry about that.
Did you think initially here that the suitcases were swapped? Because I thought
did, yeah.
right at this moment was when it happened, but it actually doesn't happen until later on.
Isn't that weird?
I
love the seeker joke.
Shout out to the Niffler.
This was also a really beautiful scene to show off the now Academy Award-winning costumes.
Oh yeah, all the people who are either just going into the bank, or the people who work there, or the second Salemers who don't belong there.
Mm-hmm. Furs. Not that I support that, but it's gorgeous.
It was a simpler time.
Yes, it was a different time. And I'm sure those are faux fur, so.
Hopefully.
How does nobody else see the Niffler?
Because he's small.
Can Muggles see it? Oh,
Yeah.
Jacob does. Wait, does Jacob's... We got to watch this movie with the does Jacob see the Niffler question in mind.
I think he does.
Well, yeah,
Only
because
Newt captures it and interacts with it.
well, the other thing is like only he's bothering to look on the ground. Like nobody's bothering to look on the ground for anything
Nobody looks down.
unordinary.
That banker dude creeps me out.
I know. I keep thinking he's going to be part of some Universal ride in future.
Kowalski gets a job, and he just comes up at the beginning of the ride and tells you you're no good.
It's funny that before this we were talking a little bit about New York, and I'm just thinking right now that this conversation would never happen in present day New York.
Right.
Like a friendly conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In general, and then also, you're getting a loan to open up a bakery, too?
He also wouldn't have returned the egg.
Right.
Oh no, he's like, is this
Pawned
worth
it.
money?
He would have opened up his phone, found an app, and see how much he could sell it for.
But that's Jacob. He's a good person.
Yeah, exactly. Pure of heart. If there's ever a magical puzzle that requires somebody pure of heart to open it, as long as they can be a Muggle, it would be Jacob.
Jacob's a good artist.
Oh yeah, those schematics are. He's really thought this out. This is a very well put together business plan. The only thing it's lacking is collateral.
This is going to be me when I'm trying to buy a house in a few months. Please invest in me. Give me a mortgage. Give me a loan.
It's important to remember. I always forget that Jacob and Newt both fought in the same war in Europe.
Mm-hmm. Also,
So the dog obviously sees him. So humans should be able to see him, her.
Well, dogs can also smell and have senses.
Yeah, but
that humans...
the dog's clearly looking at the Niffler.
I think the Niffler's just so speedy that
Yeah.
he goes unnoticed.
Yeah, but I really want to know if anybody but Newt actually does see the Niffler in this movie.
Well, that's a good question for Joe.
Well, I mean, just observing. What's this guy's name? Bigsby? Mr. Bigsby?
Yeah,
Big
he's
wig?
taking a shower later on when the Thunderbird flies over.
That is him, yeah.
See, this is why
But I
the suitcases didn't get switched.
Yeah, because
So
he
the
needs to
banker
show
could
it.
insult his cooking.
It would be really funny if it were Newt's suitcase and like the Rumpet or somebody comes out and kills and destroys the bank.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
But how could you not want one of those pastries? I mean, I want one right now. We're sitting
I
here
know.
on a Sunday morning.
It's tough in HD.
I have
yeah.
coffee. I need one of those pastries.
He holds it so oddly.
Yeah.
Blue.
I'm going to hold it so you can see it on camera.
Oh.
I feel like you can kind of see that the Newt's wand is a little hollow at the end there in the core area.
Oh, interesting.
The only reason I mention that is because when we got Newt's wand, actually a year ago today at Comic-Con, the core was missing. And we theorized on MuggleCast, we were like, why is this core missing? Was it pulled out?
I love that shot of the Niffler going into the vault. Because not only is it funny, but like it's clearly magical. There's no
Mhm.
space between the door and the. Oops.
This scene was just mean.
So is he concussed? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, he's petrified, but or not petrified. Frozen or
yeah,
body
he's
bind.
petrified.
No. The spell is Petrificus Totalis, but it's the full body bind. So he's technically, I guess, bound, right?
Mm.
Petrified.
That Niffler did a lot of damage in a very
Oh,
short amount of time.
yeah,
Sorry to
that's awesome.
interrupt.
They're
Yeah,
fast buggers, aren't they?
Yeah. If he were petrified, he'd need Mandrake root to like revive. I think that spell's just gonna wear
That's
off.
right. It's early. I forgot my spells.
Bingley. It's such a big New York name. Because I'm thinking of Mr. Bigley from How to Succeed. Bingley. It's very corporate. Look at all those people in the background. Gosh.
Why is there a big sign that says burglar alarm?
I just noticed that. I think it like flips over when that alarm is set or hit.
Mm.
But I just noticed that.
You don't see those in New York anymore, Micah?
No.
No wonder there's so much crime there. I'm just kidding. Sort of.
So who agreed to apparate? Was it because I don't think they like she just apparated him against his will, or
Yeah, I think she just grabbed him and apparated.
don't touch me.
No touching.
No touchy.
So what is the beast count? We should do a beast count. We're
We've
at
seen the Niffler.
3 so far?
We didn't see the. Did we see the Obscura? Yeah, you keep count of that.
All right. Are we going to count the Obscurus?
Yeah.
What
So,
else was it?
Obscurus, Niffler, Akami, and
Oh, yeah.
Pickett.
Oh, we did see Pickett. Yeah. Okay, 4. In the background of this scene, there's just some guy in his car looking out the window, going like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to pay more attention to what's going on in the background.
Yeah.
Because they built this. This is all like a couple city blocks that was built for the set, and they have these extras just walking around in the background. Obviously, they're not the focus, but I love this line from Newt right here. He's like, "I do have places to be, you know."
See, Tina still cares about Makuza, about keeping
Oh.
wizards hidden from view. I mean,
She
was.
wants to prove herself so she can get her job back.
Yeah, that too. I think it's a combination of both, though.
Yeah.
And I didn't
I will
actually notice it said Woolworth Building on the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I didn't understand what the camera was doing at this moment when I first saw the film, because it's kind of weird to go in and like while you're in, look at them going through the different door and seeing how it changes.
Mm-hmm.
Because the camera didn't go through the different door. I don't know.
This in the test screening is where they had the seeing Hogwarts for the first time music, and I was like, oh gosh, don't put that in here.
Yeah, no. This does not compare to Hogwarts at all.
No.
Makusa's pretty, like, it's nice, but it's not stunning. Like the Ministry, I think that's really cool. Makusa is like, meh.
I like
feel
that this
being
has.
on set. It would be gorgeous, but we're missing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's so
Considering.
much more natural light in Makusa. I prefer Makusa to the Ministry.
Well,
Ministry's so
It's
dark.
above ground.
it does have the, talking about Hogwarts, the same kind of sky effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it is like that. I don't think this is actually above ground.
And I did
Oh, it
find
is.
it very funny they have wand shining, similar to how you get your shoe shined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever
It's a
gotten
good
your
idea.
shoe shine, Micah? Is it like? I never learned
Ask Jeanna about that.
Yeah, he did on a bridge in
Oh, I'm not talking about the guy who accosted you. I mean like it's good for shoe health, right? I'm assuming shining wands is the same.
Yeah.
The leather wear and tear. Nice map of the United States in the background there.
Now, this lower area to me, this and those offices they go into in a scene shortly hereafter, it's so small and dark and just, it gives me anxiety. It's so, I
Yeah.
don't know, it's, ugh.
Yeah.
What is Graves thinking here?
Graves knows who that is.
Yeah.
He knows who Newt is, so that's why he's like, "Oh shoot."
Like, oh man, it's the brother of the guy I've been liaisoning with.
with. But that's funny because
This is-
nobody would know that unless like you listen to this podcast.
You know, I'm gonna count those enchanted letters as a creature.
They are not
Yes.
creatures.
Those
No.
little mice that are tearing
That's
each
just
other up.
magic. That's just magic.
They're alive.
No, they
They're
are not.
mouths.
That's like calling a portrait a beast or a creature.
Oh, okay.
These rooms, oh my god, the ceilings are so low. Like, why do you treat your employees like this? It's so
Well,
dark.
this is like a boiler room. This is like an in joke because it's like that's like the lowest station in life that Tina's been reduced to.
This is
Do you
this
see
is the
the
where's my
sign on
red
the desk
stapler.
said Queenie Goldstein?
Did it? Oh my god. You're absolutely right. So what's she doing at her sister's desk?
Maybe they work right by each other.
Oh yeah,
It definitely said Queenie. I didn't have it large enough.
it did.
Blooper.
Yeah, movie mistake. I love how he doesn't know his name right away. There's like that little hesitation.
Abernathy set to appear in Fantastic Beasts 2.
Only to be killed off, I'm sure.
James points out that some Grindelwald foreshadowing occurred when Serafina Pickery said, "The New York attack is related to Grindelwald's attacks in Europe." And Graves said, "I was there."
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yum.
Yeah, it'd be
I
funny
don't
if they
like
all just
things-
started eating it.
Right?
Dun,
Thanks for
dun,
the
dun,
office
dun.
treats.
Oh, none of this will kill us. Oh, okay. Tina, you brought snacks over. All those people.
Grandma's making a funny face.
Aw, she's smiling.
My pastries are coming alive.
Yeah. It's just like a monster pastry comes out and eats him.
Why wouldn't he have closed it? Like, redone the latches?
So creepy.
I know.
You know, like Ring Around the Rosie is about the plague,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it's like that. It's all we must break our wands and he's got the clapper. They've installed the clap on, clap off. The clapper. At the dinner bell.
I think it's just kind of the school bell.
Yeah, I think so too.
What a terrible person.
Why? She's giving food to the.
She is, but get your leaflets before your dinner.
Oh yeah, I mean they're children. They'll forget if she doesn't say that.
Yeah, I think she just wants to ensure that they do.
She should not be touching this kid's open sore though.
It's a different time. They didn't realize the dangers
'Cause
of
she's,
that.
like, eating food. What is this thing again?
Billywig?
Billywig. Oh, that's another beast. So we
Mark
saw
it
the
down.
Murtlap and the Billywig.
And I think the demi-guys busted out of the
Yeah,
case
It
too.
did, yeah.
I think we're at 7.
But we won't count him until we officially see him.
I love your rules that are like,
Sirius is also walking in the background there as a dog.
oh yeah. No, there's some horses. You know the interesting there was a period in time where gas did not smell like they started manufacturing the smell that is in gas to help people prevent this sort of thing. But gas did not always have a smell. Like what is it? Natural gas.
Hmm.
How did they just leave Jacob up there? Nobody went up there to try and see if anybody
Yeah.
was injured?
Yeah, it's like no.
Well, they were telling
made it into this building.
everybody to stand back, right? So
Well, everybody evacuated, but nobody looked for survivors.
So, like, there were no firemen who went in
Right.
to make sure everyone was okay.
Is this the part with the chandelier? No, that's later. Trailer moment. I love how Reparo just returned everything to its former, still a little bit decrepit state,
Mhm.
you know? There's still like holes. in
Oh
the walls.
right, yeah, it doesn't like fit. Yeah, that is. So in this instance, reparo is like an undo.
Yeah,
Undo
yeah.
the past 20 minutes, please.
It can only do so much. Because like that, those bits of wall were probably swept up and cleaned away. So you can only restore what's still there. That
I need to
look
re-listen to our Tina character discussion because I'm not liking her again.
should- You will be.
She's not my fave, but I love her outfits.
Big buttons.
They should have done some flames out of the anus. Just
Was that
for
in the
effect.
test screening?
Sadly, no. Maybe it'll be on the Ultimate Edition.
Then Jeanna writes in her review in her form at the end of seeing the movie. Yeah, I didn't like seeing Jacob's butthole.
I wonder what book is on his nightstand.
I have to say, on those forms they gave us, there was not a lot of room.
They don't want a lot of feedback.
Yeah, I was going to
apparently.
say.
If
Was there like any specific questions they asked, like about any particular scenes or?
I think they asked about one or two scenes. I can't remember which ones, but they were mostly generic questions of like, which scene did you like moved you the most? Which scene did you think was not helpful or better
Yeah.
phrase than that? But
By the way, this traffic accident is like every day in every major city across the way. Like a cyclist doesn't see something, turns left into traffic without looking, the car swerves, another car is dented. It's very real.
no one noticed that either. Like these.
That thing is taking up like 3 floors. Seriously.
Hey, how are ya? Hey.
Did he really say make way for the bare bones?
Yeah. Why does he have a baseball bat? He's gonna mess some shit up.
Gonna talk some sports with boss. He's got a cool office. Why can't Makusa look like this with this big view of the city? I know, I think somebody in the chat said like they're underground, they're hiding underground. It's symbolic. Maybe the wizards will move into this office set by the end.
Like Shaw is mostly a Dirk head, but I like that when pressed by his own son, he's like, well, I'm not happy you interrupted, but okay, let's hear what she has to say.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically, I'm going to humor you because that'll just get you away faster.
Yeah.
Credence is just making faces.
I have a secret.
Freak was probably not the best word to use.
Yeah.
It's the other F word.
She should have said, follow the dinner bell.
Better than follow the spiders.
Why couldn't it have been follow the dinner bell?
Hey, boy. Excuse me, sir? Excuse me?
He's young comparatively. I mean, that haircut is very boyish.
Unnecessary.
It was interesting, though, how they went up close on his sister's face during most of that conversation, kind of leading you in that direction as opposed to Credence.
Sowing the seeds.
Well, just like Graves, right? Graves thought it was the girl who was the Obscurus.
Yeah. P. Cooper and something removal services. 2, 3, 4. This was back when they had proper dumpsters in the street. I love this interaction.
Hashtag single forever.
Hashtag wine o'clock.
In a way, that's kind of foreshadowing. Like, yeah, I'm always alone because I'm single. That's kind of the way I interpreted it. But now she's with Newt, her future hubby.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Oops.
Man, Jacob got lucky. Like, Newt's a good-looking guy, but Queenie takes the Jacob.
She likes the pure of heart.
I think Newt's not looking for any human interaction. He just wants to go back to his beasts.
That's true. Jacob's giving her eyes as well. I love that little picture of the owl on the wall.
I missed it. Oh, yeah.
Newt's looking at it. I bet J.K. Rowling sketched that.
Yeah.
Almost falls over.
And he got dumped by his fiance.
Was that line in the...
Yeah, it was, yeah. She has an extra line about that.
You can kind of tell they did like creative editing to like go around it. Because they switch camera angles. Her wand is like
long.
17 inches or something.
I guess having that whole breakup in would have cheapened Queenie's reason for being interested in him, because then she could have just like felt bad, and it could have just been like a rebound situation. Whereas this is a little more genuine.
It also cheapened like Jacob being into her because like he just got dumped. So yeah, it was another pile-on of like he just can't win, but
yeah,
it was enough with the bank.
And it's like oh, I just got out of a relationship and I'm already falling for somebody else. I guess I didn't really like that other person too much. I'm not very hung up on them.
Yeah.
But they were engaged. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're right.
All right. And yet he's already checking out somebody else, like the same day.
Yeah.
Oh, this makes me want a burrito.
I have half a burrito left in my fridge. Yeah.
Who eats half? I can't resist.
I know, I ate half.
Going to Chipotle right now. I'll be back in like a half hour.
Okay, cool.
You know they have a buy one get one through August 31st.
What?
I'll send you the code.
Send me the code. You have to order through the app?
No.
This episode is brought to you by Chipotle.
Get one free Chipotle burrito with the purchase of another.
I know Credence is like going through some shit, but he is not being assertive. Like nobody's ever taught him how to properly hand out leaflets on the street.
Well, he's an insecure, reserved.
His heart's not in it.
No, and yeah, he's just a reserved guy.
Oh, here's my scene, guys.
Yeah.
What do you mean your scene?
We dedicate this scene to Jeanna because she picked out the different voice or whatever.
Voiceover with Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah. Except it's not. Sorry, but
we'll all be free. I'm a convert. I totally believe Jeanna on this.
Was this the one, or was it a later scene where when I'm watching it for the first time, I'm like, are they like romantically involved? Because like they're getting really close. Okay.
I mean, they are real close, but he's kind of like whispering in his ear. But I think the next one, his hand is like around the back of Credence's neck.
Did you think maybe initially that it was Credence passing back information to Graves on what Mary Lou was up to?
Probably, yeah.
I love how you can see the holes in his button, like the buttonholes in his jacket through the light.
Oh, yeah. So Micah sent me this Chipotle thing. They always do this. You have to play like a game before you get the coupon. I'm like, just give me the coupon. I don't care about your guac. Find the guac. Now I have to make like a music mix. I'm trying to podcast. I don't have time for this.
Do it afterwards.
No. I'm just kidding. I can do both at the same time. Okay, I love this sour cream. I mean, I love this scene.
The iron is still ironing clothes in the background. That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, why didn't he pull out the pastry in a suitcase for the ladies?
What?
The pastries that he has in his suitcase.
Oh, does he?
Or
He doesn't.
did he leave the suitcase at home?
He left that suitcase. From this point in the film out, there's only going to be that one suitcase.
Oh, I forgot.
Probably a little stale as well, end of the day.
Day olds are half off. I think the Niffler's just in Newt's head, you guys.
No.
Stop.
I'm convinced that it's all a dream.
Just because it's in his head doesn't mean it's not real.
Zing.
But also it is real.
But also it is real.
Look at those bed sheets.
Like her cute little jammy set.
It's a cute jammy set.
I know we've talked about this on prior episodes, but just the fact of how in wonder Jacob seems to be with everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect casting.
Well, because we'd all be him, I would think,
Right.
if we were in that kind of a situation.
Yeah.
And the bedtime reading is Cassandra and her cat Gustavus, which is probably a wizarding book. This is trailer moment.
I loved this.
Oh yeah, it is a wizarding book because the cat on the cover is moving.
Oh, the book he's reading?
Yeah, the book he's reading.
Oh.
The cat is he's getting some kind of wizard story out of that.
I wonder if there are American fairy tales like Babbity Rabbity, the Three Brothers.
You would think so.
Let's not go there, though.
The Thunderbird called Thunderbird called Frank.
I loved that.
It's a cool effect.
Yeah. It's basic, but I love it.
Another Billywig. All right, Micah, you might want to start tallying beasts.
I think we're still at 7.
Yeah. That artwork in the upper right is a spider, isn't it? That might be an Aragog preview. Did you guys see that?
No, I missed it.
So it's behind where Newt is now, in the upper right.
I just see paper. I can't make out what's on it.
His books. Yeah.
We should be talking about this neck bite, though. I mean, isn't this what kind of saves him at the end from forgetting absolutely everything?
I think it was Queenie, but...
What do you mean?
I think it was a little bit of both.
Well, Queenie... It was the fact that he wasn't getting rained on the whole time because there was an umbrella for some of it. And I think when Queenie kisses him, she... not restores memory, but has something to do with that.
Oh yeah, because didn't we say on a previous episode love is more powerful than all, or something like that?
But also the bite. I love that it's open ended. There's 4 different reasons why. Okay, that is not. If you think that's a funny joke,
that was so mean.
But it's funny in Newt's world. That's his thing, the beast.
What if Jacob has a pre-existing heart condition? He's just...
If he had a pre-existing heart condition, he would have been gone way earlier.
That swooping evil juice that he just squeezed into the vial comes into play later on.
Very important.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think it was Eddie Redmayne says it was his idea to do the umbrella, wand umbrella thing.
And I like how he's standing there with his hand in his pocket. It just shows you how comfortable he is around these creatures, while this big scene is happening and this giant bird is right in front of him.
The behind the scenes on this, where it's just a guy it's a stage crew guy with a rubber head of the bird, is really funny. It's nudging Newt.
Just like the hippogriff.
That's true. But also this beast would have learned a distrust of humans from his captivity.
So he was also in Egypt.
Yeah.
I love that. As somebody who loves the American West, I love that. J.K. Rowling chose Arizona for this bird's habitat.
Yeah, Arizona, Utah. Is it Monument Valley? Is the big with all the big stones?
Yeah, I think so. I remember. I mean, I was this stuff's real. I dined at Thunderbird Restaurant in Utah.
Totally going there.
I think I'm going to start losing count of beasts right about now.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. Like ones that you think are the same as each other are way different. When they go up into like the light fixtures and stuff, there's like 4 different species of insect. So if we include the loading insect things that are like carrying rocks or whatever, and the Thunderbird,
They're like
that
dung
puts...
beetles, basically.
Newt's like kissing him in this
there.
scene. They're making out.
So that would be 8, 9, and 10. So 10 beasts.
We're already at 9.
No, it'd be 10, wouldn't it? Because the dung beetle things, and then these creatures, and then Thunderbird.
Well, also the swooping evil.
Oh, 11. 12. That pink
That
bird
pink thing, yeah. That thing's cute.
That's
That
the
has a
Fwooper.
name. Yes, Fwooper.
I love the Fwooper.
Fwooper.
Those weren't those for sale at the Wizarding World?
Yeah.
They were?
They're
so.
the new Pygmy Puffs.
They kind of are.
One.
Hey, speaking of beasts and buying them, there's a summer convention exclusive Funko. It's the Akame, and it's an oversized Funko. It looks beautiful with the blue and purple colors. I really want
I
it.
honestly may run to Hot Topic and try and get one today.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. Like they call these summer convention exclusives, but they're also available in stores.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check out my local GameStop. That's where I got Rainbow Batman.
Does Pickett remind you of Groot?
Oh yeah.
A little.
Oh, it's like this tall-ish.
I know we're on the
creature.
With attitude.
I know we're on the Akame right now, but the Pickett Bowtruckle tree. Some of those other Bowtruckles looked a little less human, like a little less like they had a couple extra like appendage things going on. It was pretty cool.
Is the Akame the most beautiful creature in this movie? I'm gonna say yes.
No, Queenie is the most beautiful creature in this movie.
She's a person.
Well, heavenly creatures is like it's an expression. Little self-deprecation at the 11 o'clock hour from Jacob.
Or noon if you're on New York time. This film is set in New York.
I'm just checking out the chat. Savannah, have fun at Universal tomorrow.
Okay, so these
That
things
reminded me of the Whomping Willow, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What if they built that whole thing? Like that seems like the perfect theme park attraction.
Maybe that's the indoor ride.
Inside Newt's suitcase. I don't think they're going to be mixing Fantastic Beasts in the Wizarding World lands.
I don't
because
either, but
you're mixing the timelines.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So what were those things? They look like Grindylows a bit.
I think that was a Grindylow. These are cute too.
These
They are.
Teleporting birds.
Yeah, I love them.
That's the coolest shit ever. Those are Grindylows.
Yeah.
Finally, Jacob is.
That cube.
Finally,
Actually,
Jacob
this
is
reminds me
excited.
more of the Whomping Willow up at the top.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
These
lit.
little moon calves, I think, might be my favorite.
The mooncalves.
They're so cute.
Well,
I'm
and whatever they're eating, because Jacob's feeding them, not Newt. So whatever they're eating is also magical, isn't it? Because it's like floating. It's like these little floating caterpillar sort of things. I love how Newt's like, I'm just gonna give you a snowy wasteland to live in.
It goes with the the theme of the creature. It's cold. It's dreary.
Like, what does it say about the obscurial, or the obscurial is the host, that its preferred environment when it's without a host is this? Like, Newt obviously did enough research to be like, what's going to keep this thing calm?
Right. Yeah, no, I think you're right.
That's why I thought it was a baby Dementor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really looks like it.
It bothers me that the tent flap here has like those golden rings on it. Like if you were to get this produced at like a Kinko's and it gives you the grommet rings that you hang, it just strikes me as
Right.
being anachronistic.
Come on, Newt.
That
God.
bothered me. When did the Erumpent leave? Like, we did not see the Erumpent get out of the suitcase. I am calling bullshit on that.
We didn't, but one of the people on the street was starting to describe it. Remember, Newt comes up behind him and
Oh, a rhinoceros. Yeah, you're right. He did say it was a rhinoceros. Shit, that's sharp.
You guys, Hot Topic has a Horcrux button-up shirt for guys. It's got all the Horcruxes on it, like scattered, like a pattern. I want it. This is kind of unrelated, and I'm sorry, but since we have a lot of time, the Harry Potter merchandise these days is so good. If you go into Hot Topic or these other stores, there's so much, and it's great stuff for adults.
This podcast was also brought to you today by Hot Topic.
A store I never thought I would recommend, but then they started offering sweet Harry Potter merch.
They got cool Harry Potter and Disney merch, which
really all pop culture.
Yeah, no one saw that coming.
No. Smart move by them, though.
The
Less
lightning
goth.
scar, the cup, the snake. Oh, yeah. This is kind of a cool shirt.
Isn't it?
The diary. Yeah, it's cool.
You will be punished with a freshly terrible haircut.
Take off your belt, son.
Delphi's favorite store, says Elizabeth about Hot Topic. Too true.
Zing!
Oh, why do you have to say her name? I forgot about her for like a solid month.
I know.
Yeah, thanks. Hey guys, remember when we were kids and you could just skate on a lake?
You still can, but you got to know it's risky.
About it.
you can in Chicago, not in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have little ponds you can skate on.
That is the Erumpent, right? It's not another creature.
I think it's the Erumpent. I don't think they would.
It's interesting though because you wouldn't take it for being a water beast.
Right.
Mm.
Unless, like a hippopotamus, it's like capable of swimming.
Well, and
It's just that when it's about to blow up the tree, its horn glows red, and there its whole body was like glowing red, but nothing's being destroyed.
definitely
Looks more like
matches the color of its glowing head.
Patronus. Yeah.
I would be interested to hear J.K. Rowling talk about like how these beasts come into existence in the first place. Like, are they products of two other creatures
when a
mating?
mama Erumpent likes a papa Erumpent, they
Well, right, but I mean, like, because some of them, I don't know. I would just be curious to hear if there are any origin stories for some of these.
yeah.
Because I could see like a unicorn and a hippopotamus mating to create the Erumpent. It's a terrible visual, but
Yeah. Again, this Niffler is totally all in Newt's head.
That's me though. What?
Yeah, like, huh? What?
I wasn't
So-
touching anything.
it's me with my
Breaks and
dog.
enters.
Oh, Andrew, they have a Slytherin windbreaker for guys too.
Ooh, send me a link.
I'm gonna have to text it to you.
I love. Uh-oh.
Oh God. And no one hears this.
Okay, Jacob
It's late
did
at night.
Jacob just jumped after the Niffler to try and stomp it, so he absolutely can see it.
Yes.
Okay, there's no question that people can see it.
No,
Stop
not anymore,
asking
'cause
that.
but it took 50 minutes before a single other person looked at the Niffler.
But dogs did, and thus it can be
Yeah.
seen.
Is it weird? Like, I didn't think pugs were around in the 20s, and so when I saw a pug, I was like, oh yeah, again, taken out of.
Pretty sure
Taken out of
pugs have been
time.
around for quite some time.
Well, when
they
a
were-
mama pug and a papa pug get
Well,
together.
they're like an invented breed, aren't they? Or it's Aslan. Children, I have a particular set of skills.
Let me show you where to find a fantastic wardrobe.
I love the ostrich is just hightailing it. I am out of here.
He just carries that with him.
Yeah, for somebody who's so antisocial, I don't think he'd prep that way, but maybe he just reached into the case and grabbed it.
I love this.
But we gave them cocoa. Social contract that implies.
It does.
I like how it's only now, after everything that Jacob's been through, that Newt starts to think about his safety.
Yeah. It's a good J.K. Rowling line. My philosophy is worrying you suffer twice. Too true, Joe.
There's like broken glass from where the lion got out.
Micah, can you order me some pizza?
I just gave you a buy one get one Chipotle coupon. You want a pizza
Do you have any-
now too?
Do you have any pizza coupons?
No, not
Doesn't Chipotle deliver?
handy.
I'd rather just... That's me wanting Chipotle.
I love the blowhole. There's just a like it doesn't even turn around right away. It's just like, what is going on?
Do you do the same kind of dance when you really want
Yeah.
pizza?
It summons the Grubhub people faster. It's like Akio in the Muggle world.
Does anybody else feel bad for this hippo that isn't going to get any tonight because Newt came along?
Not gonna
No.
get any.
Yeah, the Erumpent was totally courting the hippo. It's in the background there.
Poor
No,
hippo.
he's saving that hippo.
Yeah, I think that's more likely. The Erumpent would crush him, and I'll leave it at that, because there might be children listening. Savannah says, I love this scene. He's such a great actor. This is definitely, I mean, imagine doing this against a green screen, just like having to act this out.
Well, it was. They had like what is it? The piping called? Like they built a light creature.
Yeah, I just mean it'd be ridiculous to like do this around
Yeah.
on a set with a
With
film
like
crew.
50 people watching.
Yeah,
That would
and
be the
not
day I'd be
laughing.
like, so we're gonna have a beer before I do this scene.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, actually. Loosen up.
Poor birds. Oh yeah, it has a blowhole. It's definitely an underwater creature. Oop.
That's what happens when you try to skate on ice.
Their kids don't try that. The monkey stealing Newt's wine. I always forget this scene is in here.
Merlin's beard.
He has to like negotiate. He like basically Indiana Jones is the wand from the monkey.
I like this trade that's about to go down.
He apologizes.
That
Well, he
tree is
likes
getting-
beasts of all kinds.
He's like, oops.
There's no way Jacob isn't crushed to death right then and there.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you with my big horn and my little horn too.
Inappropriate.
Whoop.
Yeah, I don't know how he's not sucked in immediately.
Well, it's not like a vortex necessarily. Well, I guess it is, but
Because they spun around for quite some time.
there are certain things that you cannot do without becoming friends. And wrestling an overgrown erumpent back into a suitcase is one of them.
Andrew, I feel like this is where you're also going to jump in and continuing to not like Tina.
Well, like, how did she get there? That's what I'm wondering right now. She'd been watching the whole time. Is that our assumption? Is that what we're
Well,
supposed
she
to?
saw,
Mhm.
she saw out the window that there was some type of commotion somewhere, and I think they kind of followed the sounds.
Okay, so I've thought about this before. Maybe I've just forgotten. But she sits on the suitcase, essentially trapping them in. But didn't they just
Yeah.
walk away? Or are they in the suitcase right now?
They're in the suitcase. I forget why they went in, but they do go in. But they're not. What doesn't make sense is it's never communicated to them by her that she has them, and so when they come out, it's at the Makuza Council or whatever. But they
Right,
should be
okay.
I think, a little bit more confused than they are about what's
Right.
going on.
That's why I'm confused, because it's like, why aren't you wondering what just happened to you?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they try to get out and they realize they can't, and it's like,
Yeah.
somebody's got us.
Newt has to think through that whole where he puts the suitcase thing in the future. Doesn't seem
Yeah, it's
safe
pretty-
to just, keep it like that out in the public, because anybody could steal you.
Irresponsible. Man, we just got all these electric lights. Electricity was the obscurest. Just, I love that this actor is like in the Blu-ray special features. He's just like, yeah, they painted a 50-foot mural of me. Like it's painted. My mom would
It's
love
pretty
it.
cool.
Yeah. Pipe organs are creepy anyway.
You guys need that kind of microphone.
For podcasting.
I was actually very pleasantly surprised by this scene, that people actually do die.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
didn't see it coming. Certainly not the bigger characters.
Yeah, I thought we would have a little more time with the Shaws.
Mm-hmm.
You called me freak. I'll
I think-
show you freak.
I think after the first time I saw this scene, I was like, okay, this is real. This is getting real.
Langdon. Or Henry. Harry? Henry?
I think
Wouldn't
it's
be Harry.
I think it's Henry because Harry Shaw is from Ragtime, and I always get them confused.
And Harry Potter.
Yeah, they can't. She can't name another character Harry.
There's just the one. All these international
would-
wizards.
Yeah, I'd love to get a breakdown of this scene, like where
Yeah.
each one is from and why they're
Colleen-
gathered here.
Colleen Atwood's Shining Hour.
Yeah, I want a
Mhm.
Fantastic Beast exhibition just so I can see the costumes, especially for this scene.
Mm-hmm. Or what, Madam President? And she just walks right out.
She's going to get demoted even further down to the next level of Makusa.
Yeah, ceiling's 1 foot high.
Where the house elves work.
I was just gonna say she's gonna be shining wands.
Unregistered.
Lady, you said don't tell me anything. You shooed me away.
He's in the suitcase.
This is just my negligee. I carry it around with me.
Yeah, why wouldn't she just open it and be like, guys, come out?
Mm-hmm. We're not on a frozen lake anymore.
Yeah, I wonder if he could tell they had moved. Like, if
I'm gonna
things shifted.
I'm going to say no because, like, it was laying flat and then she was holding it upright while carrying it. So not everything could shift in there because then things would fall and all that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What are you really doing in New York? I love it.
I hope we see more of him. He seems cool.
Obliviate him. It is way unclear what the hell that is. Is that like his spirit? Is it an echo, a shadow?
I think it's like a That's a good question. I think it's a visual of the scene. What?
You go too far.
One day I will publish a book under the Obscurus Books imprint. Oh.
Oh man, you've been schooled by Graves.
I mean, that's not true.
Oh yeah, all the creatures are dangerous. They're like Hagrid's definition of not dangerous. Cool shoes. Thank you, Jacob. Exposition. died.
And then there was Ariana.
I think it was Savannah who mentioned this earlier in the chat. It's interesting that the Obscurious was with a little girl in Africa, but when it's kept in Newt's suitcase, it's in a frozen environment.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm thinking when it's separate, it needs to be in a colder environment, but it can be in a human that's in any environment.
Yeah.
That's probably right.
Or Africa is just a bunch of BS.
Yeah, Newt is spinning a web of misdirection.
No, but it's like
Who knows?
maybe the best location. Well, it's like when you want to keep something for a long time, you put it in the freezer. He has the Obscurus in there to keep it fresh.
Well, is there anything to suggest that Obscurus is not Ariana?
No, there's nothing to suggest that. So that's why
yeah.
The Africa thing could be BS.
I don't think it, because Ariana was pretty old. I don't know. I just take Newt at his word. This was brought up recently by somebody. I gotta be honest, I didn't consider it, but the people who take Newt, the two ladies that creep us all out, could they be imperioused by Graves?
Maybe.
They kind of have blank expressions. We'll ask that. I forgot this scene was here. Otherwise, I would have waited to bring it up. But
then how would he have gotten away with that in the eyes of like Serafina? Like, what would he say to Serafina?
She wouldn't know.
Maybe he would have wiped their memories afterwards or something. I mean, it's like imperious is undetectable, right? Or it's like mostly undetectable.
Yeah, I guess that's possible because it does seem pretty brutal to sentence them to death.
And they're not like questioning the order. In fact, they're happy about it.
Yeah, it seems like the norm, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So Grindelwald/Graves just said Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Just a couple seconds ago.
The D word. What makes Albus Dumbledore so fond of you? Colin Farrell's a good-looking dude.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be like a way to like Photoshop like anything else into that scene where he's like, I wonder what you could tell me about this, and then it just comes out right.
Those are Dumbledore's socks. He gave them to me.
Yeah, one can never have enough socks, Mr. Scamander, he said to me.
Why are you so interested, Mr. Graves?
Tina realizes at that moment that something's...
You think so?
He realizes he's tipped his hand. Gee, that was 2 sentences, Graves.
Yes, do it immediately so no one will question me.
And and he wants to tell Serafina.
Afterwards.
Well, yeah, but still that he killed her. He killed them.
I think he's realizing his time in New York is wrapping up.
Mm-hmm. I think once he saw Newt, he knew.
Good point. Man, somebody's got to get some OxyClean on those
Yeah.
dust stains.
Well, I have to hope that they don't use this room too often.
Yeah. I'd hate to be scrubbing the tile and slip and fall into the death pond.
What did somebody compare this to? Like a scene from Divergent? Kind of with the colors and everything.
It is shot like that. Very like, the white is very like sterile.
Yeah. Divergent or Insurgent or one of them was very, very, everything was very boxy.
When she's getting tested?
Yeah. Yeah, that may have
I
been it.
haven't read those books or seen that movie
Oh,
in
sure.
so long.
Baby Tina.
What was this like in the screening? Do you remember?
I feel like this was pretty complete. Most of the effects were complete. There were just there was some roughness about it.
Mhm.
But this sequence was pretty much there.
What did we decide about them showing them these early moments from their childhood? Is it to make them feel happy before death?
Yeah.
I think it's to lull them into a false sense of security.
Okay.
Yeah. Love this scene.
Workplace infidelity.
Mm-hmm.
I would have preferred
will
if Queenie was
I
like,
will say, I didn't really like the quickness with which Graves makes the decision that he's just going to kill Newt and Tina.
What
well,
don't
maybe
you like?
that's been his plan for a while.
Maybe it hasn't, and maybe it goes, Eric, to your point you were talking about. Does he have those people under some sort of control? Because there's no reaction on their part to the fact that he makes the decision to essentially murder them.
Right. Is Graves in his position normally judge, jury, and executioner? No, I'm sure that's a break from the norm. That is a fairly modern chair, though. I had a problem with the chair.
It looks pretty metallic.
Yeah, but it's like a computer chair. Like it's designed like to be ergonomic, scoliosis preventing chair. They pick
Scoliosis
locks.
preventing.
I forgot that dude was there. That where did he come from? Oh man.
Would like to see that scene in full. Which?
Yeah. He's
Looks
got
a
a
lot
lot of
like
the same
Umbridge's office.
instruments.
It's too bad wizards can't do like a super jump.
Yeah, right?
Like Neo
Like
and
apparate?
Oh yeah, why doesn't
Well,
she just
yeah.
apparate?
Oh shit. That's a really good point. Maybe she's in a weakened emotional state.
Or maybe you can't apparate inside Yakuza.
The death room. There's actually it was in one shot, but actually above them, above where Newt is, there's like a viewing gallery. Like
Oh.
like an execution chamber. There's just a bunch of bleachers. Like the metal rivets that are above them it's actually like a viewing area. Kind of cool. I do love that Jacob's just able to blunt force Grindelwald's door.
It's an interesting room.
Yeah,
Or
it reminds
hall.
me of like the New York subway kind of. Like
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Be fun to run around in that room.
I love her coat.
Yeah. Good gravy.
I'm sick of you.
I love her.
A good character actor. Oh, this is the Wizard Circus. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wizard Circus. Wizard Circus. Wizard Circus. Wait, no, maybe.
No, I thought it was in this speakeasy.
It's when Graves is walking at night by himself.
This is 115. Oh, was
It's
it like 150?
Yeah, or 120 something. I forget.
False alarm. False alarm, everybody.
I think that's cool that he can heal him, like just by a wave of the hand.
Wandless magic.
Grindelwald, the healer.
If only.
This was the scene where we're like, "Ooh, they're getting so close."
Marry me, Credence.
Marry me. Will you marry me? The Deathly Hallows symbol is a
So what was the
engagement
thought
ring.
when you guys saw this?
Yeah, wasn't there a promo picture released that included, or one of the posters had the Deathly Hallows symbol, like Graves was carrying it?
Yes. Yeah, it was like hanging on the side of the poster.
Not sure what we thought to make of it at the time.
No, we didn't know because we had no idea. I guess we may have thought Graves was associated with Grindelwald.
You just think maybe a supporter or
Right.
Yeah.
follower?
Right.
We're also on the quest of the Hallows, because it's like this well-known story.
Yeah. For me, it was more so confirmation that they were one and the same.
Yeah.
What? When you saw the poster, you knew? Oh, like in terms of their motives.
No. In this part of the movie,
Oh.
I knew once he gave the pendant to Credence that it was Grindelwald.
I see.
Especially because of how he talks about it, like, this is my dearest possession. I don't give this to just anybody. Touch it and you will find me.
Mm-hmm.
It's very leading. Pickett is just hanging out enjoying the sunset right now.
Well, because he's about to be given away. He's got to enjoy his time while he's a
Yeah.
free bow truckle.
Good last evening. It's pretty clever that they can just hide Pickett behind his massive collar in the other shots, and then in this shot just have him be there. No shoes, no shirt, no service, people.
I'm sad they took this out of Universal Orlando. They just had the doorway with the sign. Like,
Oh, yeah. They took it
Did
out.
they really?
yeah, someone was shooting a music video there, some YouTuber, I think. And they needed to go over the sign. So I went on to
What?
bring it back. Yeah. That section was going to be in a video, so they had to cover that sign up.
Weird.
Yeah.
I love that the only way you know what the Billywig is if you're listening to this song. Because it's not, it's Newt doesn't even bother getting it back in his case.
In fact, no, I haven't.
Yeah.
Sorry, I really like that line.
Clearly.
It's a really good line.
He says it with such conviction, that's why.
I like to pretend Google water is champagne.
So wait, can Muggles see house elves?
Yeah. He just saw that guy.
Clearly.
He
No,
just
well,
didn't see him at first because he was so short.
I don't know.
Hashtag short people problems.
Man, what is a giant doing in a three-piece suit in a speakeasy in New York in the 20s?
That guy reminds me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit because they have a gorilla as the bouncer.
Yeah.
I'm also interested in these posters as we get closer look at them. Some of these other characters that are mentioned.
Yeah.
Who are these people?
Lucky crew members.
Yeah. You're very photogenic, say. Labeling them crazies reductive and dismissive. And Ron Perlman.
Such an amazing actor.
Did they motion cap him?
Yeah.
And by that, listeners, I mean put a bunch of little sensors on his face so they could digitize his face.
Yeah, there's a couple of videos of that.
Oh.
In the
Blu-ray.
I mean, it's very short, but like I think it's in the speakeasy segment.
Yeah, because he like sits in the scene with them, which I thought was interesting.
Because he's much taller.
Mm-hmm.
So he just kind of had to like lean or crouch. Maybe he's crouching.
I think his chair is lower than the rest.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like, he's into the ground more. That Giggle water does look like champagne.
A lunoscope. Ashwinder.
Oh, come on, I know.
It was just my imagination.
Mr. Scamander.
Who's Wu Han Po?
I don't know. Was he on the wanted poster?
Yeah.
Mm.
A
Maybe
friend of
we'll meet
Mina
him.
Lima's.
Yeah, right. Oh.
That was so sad.
I guess this scene was good to add in like a house elf like creature,
Mm-hmm.
but or a goblin. He's a goblin, but I don't know if like he's only helpful because he directs them towards Macy's. Oh, and he was a
I wonder
D
if we'll
about
see
that.
him again.
Ooh, I love that See that? Did you guys see that Grindelwald poster?
I did, yeah.
And his eyes are ripped out, so you can't tell it's Johnny Depp really. But
Yeah.
like, that was the first time I
Yeah,
saw
they very
that.
strategically sliced it.
Right.
Damn you, David Yates.
We spoke about this recently in the scene. Are we talking about? Wasn't it like where the wand came from?
Yeah, I definitely think she just got it at a toy shop or something. I would imagine kids at school had fake play wands that they were like, ooh, we're not supposed to have these. Like,
Yeah, I guess.
kind of like water guns, like the little like pistols. We had those, and like
Right. So, but Mary Lou hates even play. Yeah, I guess she really does suck. So.
well, I know parents who didn't want their kids to have water guns.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Why don't the kids yell at her for having such a bad haircut? Am I right?
Right, for sure.
Thank
Maybe
you.
that's why Credence has such a bad haircut, is because if she has to suffer, so does he. But Modesty and I always forget the other girl's name. Their hair is cute. I still wasn't entirely sure if she had died, but like when they didn't go back to her, I was like, oh, okay, I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not a big death scene for her.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, even when Shaw passed, I was like, is he dead or what? Did we ever confirm that this is around Christmas?
Yeah.
well, it clearly
Yeah.
is because of the decor. Plus,
Mhm.
Circus Maximus is Circus Arcanus is wrapping up in December.
Oh,
It says so on the poster.
may have already wrapped by the time this.
Or
This
this,
came
or Macy's just loves celebrating Christmas year round.
That could be true too. Aww. I like how gentle some of the beasts are to each other. Like, it's interesting to see them interact with each other, and it's not all, this one's gonna eat that one. They're playing nice.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's a great scene.
Mm-hmm.
Just visually, so cool.
While we were watching this, I was comparing some of these beasts to how Fluffy looks,
So what? Sorry, I can't hear you over all the action.
to how Fluffy looked in
Oh,
Sorcerer's Stone.
yeah.
It's funny how the demiguise decides to go and hang out on Jacob's shoulders.
Yeah.
Monkey-like.
I feel like the Demiguise is a warm beast. Like,
Yeah, he seems
it
nice.
recognizes that Jacob is a warm person.
Mm-hmm. He just wants his food, probably, come to think of it.
That's probably true too.
The demiguise has looked into all possible futures and realized that Jacob will live the longest. Peace out. If this doesn't redeem Tina for you, Andrew, I don't know what will. It's a perfect catch. She caught a bug with a
It is
teacup.
pretty impressive. You're right. No, I know I'll like Tina in future
Yeah.
movies.
What was that word again?
I'm not saying it.
Paranaptixik.
Aww. They're all like coming into their own with the bees.
Everybody get your singing voices ready.
No, that scene got cut.
Oh, right.
Ilvermorny, Massachusetts.
we'll sing it anyway.
We choose it. We choose it.
J.K. Rowling didn't show us the school, but that's okay. It's not really.
We choose it.
He's lying. He gave him away. It would be cool to have a Pickett. Kind of seems like he'd be like a good assistant. Pickett, please play Spotify. Who's that?
That was very convincing, Newt.
Dicks.
Misunderstood.
I'm really hoping she redeems Slytherin House and she's not awful. I'm really putting a lot of eggs in that basket.
If she's a taker, he needs a giver. I honestly feel like she might have been a Hufflepuff.
I don't know.
Like if she's a Slytherin, she's probably like an outsider, like not a bad Slytherin.
Yeah, that's what I want. We need one more Slytherin to show that house isn't all terrible people.
Yeah.
Because we're not. I love her school pride. I really do.
Yeah.
And I like how with the Hogwarts, the ceiling there, it changes in Newt's suitcase.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
Circus Arcanus. There we go.
You can barely see that.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
there's
clear.
no art. It's mostly just copy.
Yeah, there is no art. You're right. It's not like the poster that was in that book. What is that? The bottom half of a human body?
I think it's
And then he
chastity.
puts the wand away. I think that's interesting.
That's a good point.
Right? Because his other sister is killed kind of by proxy.
Was she?
Collateral damage. Yeah, she's. They show her here somewhere.
Mm.
I thought that was her that they initially showed, and then they went to the mother.
Mm-hmm. He really slaps him.
Yeah, they could not have telescribed that.
Does that go on your resume?
Hit a kid?
No. Slapped by
Can't-
Colin Farrell.
Oh.
Can take a slap, goes on a resume.
That was more of like a cheek punch or something. It was like a tiny fist hitting you. Yeah, I think it goes on the resume. You're dead to me, Credence.
He hulks out.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
It's definitely modesty. She is definitely the problem.
She is AF, and he is not helping. Does she even know him?
No.
No,
Yeah. So,
but she's not hiding from him. She's hiding from Credence.
I know.
It's just such a. I love the way the wall crumbles. I love the way
Yeah.
he comes
Surprise,
into view.
bitch.
Yeah, it's real cool.
Isn't that a segment on one of your other podcasts?
It is, Micah. Thank you for asking. That's
Surprise,
millennialshow.com. Your apology.
Unaccepted. They were my friends. Or his friends. He was their friend. They got there eventually.
Flips him a bird and then turns into a. This.
That's one way to get around New York. You could take the subway. You could just morph into a
So why didn't he just kill him there?
kill Graves.
Yeah, instead of having a temper tantrum throughout the city.
He's a
still
kid.
Yeah, he's still a little not willing to kill people.
Well, he killed Shaw.
Shaw pissed him off. I think it's complicated because Graves is using him, so he's kind of still
Right.
emotionally not ready to lash out 100%.
Exactly. He wanted to believe in their friendship or whatever it was.
No.
But what's not dangerous is you.
I guess people can see it. Fisk Tires, Royal Typewriters, Capitol Theater. Damn, that marquee is done.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, wifey.
I'm gonna go battle my boss.
They get really close.
Oh shit. Priori incantatum, bitch.
That was unfair.
He threw
Yeah.
a car at her.
If you're going to
But he
duel,
doesn't
you should
kill
only
her.
duel.
He could easily have killed her.
This is the scene we're talking about. This is a map of Manhattan, and a path of destruction magically appears, but it's such a weird shot because it's only a reflection of who's actually speaking. Just such a weird shot. Whoop. Don't want to talk? Okay, I'll try again. Try back later.
This whole building jumping is very Spider-Man-esque without the web.
Yeah, agreed.
I was just thinking, there's some Marvel movie level destruction in here.
Well, it has to compete with the contemporary landscape of film. It does bring into question how they're going to up the stakes in the next film, though.
This is just comical with the cops.
Yeah.
That was a cool movie trailer moment, though.
James, who's listening live on Patreon, says, "I like to think that Credence wanted to hold on to his friend, onto his only friend he ever had, even if he did betray him." I agree with that. That's kind of what I was trying to get at earlier.
Yeah, I see that.
We read about this behind the scenes thing. This is a very famous train station in New York, which is sealed off to the public. It was huge, extremely important when it was built, but even the set designers were not allowed access to the actual station in New York City when they went to look at it for to build the set. So they only had the original drawings that were done and the New York Times article on it when it first launched. They only had historical photos to go off of, because whatever this station is, it is so well revered and preserved that if J.K. Rowling can't get access to this, no one can get access down here. Look at all that brick, just for one column.
Ariana. It's got to be. I mean, he's referring to the girl in Africa, supposedly, right? But I don't know. It seems J.K.
Girlfriend
Rowling
who lives in Canada.
I just feel like J.K. Rowling has to be hinting at something.
He would never have met Ariana, though.
It would have happened 30 years earlier, but it's unclear. It's just unclear, because Grindelwald. Damn. Can't keep a good wizard down.
That was sad, where he has to move him out of the way for the train.
Yeah.
It was a little dark.
Yeah, nobody really brings that up, right? Credence would have just walked straight into a train.
Yeah, good point.
And now, young Skywalker, you will die.
That protective shield is very Deathly Hallows-esque.
Yeah.
I love this guy, the younger Shaw brother, who's just I was right. They can't deny me now.
This is actually kind of cool.
Now is the firepower of this fully armed and operational battle station. Greens is flipping the fuck out right now. Sorry. Oh, F word.
Do you think it's because of what's happening to Newt?
It's uncontrollable rage. Yeah, because
I don't know if it's rage or being scared or mixture.
It's the boiling point.
So what's so interesting there, though, is that Graves/Grindelwald takes Newt out of the way and saves him. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice that.
It's
no.
weird.
After
Well,
like berating him for several minutes with those electrical charges.
Maybe he just wanted to inflict pain, but wanted to keep him alive because he had more to, I don't know, say to him.
Yeah, I mean, there's moments where Credence has control, but when he first blew up, that wasn't one of them. I know you. You bowed to me in a shop once, lady.
She tried to save him from the Ma.
Yeah. Oh. I love this shot of like Ezra Miller inside his own cocoon, like
This
of
The whole sequence of him like expanding, contracting, you can see him you just see like kind of vapor. The Obscurus is very interesting, and I hope we learn more about its physicality.
Enjoy these final moments with Graves. And Colin Farrell.
It was also very Voldemort-esque.
yeah. Which it shouldn't be, because in the books, Voldemort leaves a corpse behind.
Yeah, so this is why I thought Credence had died, and when the news reports came out that he was going to be in the sequel and he was filming stuff or getting ready for the sequel, I was like, wait a minute. There was no body. Like, there was nothing except for that, like, tiny little scrap. Scottish almost came out there. Or Irish, I'm sorry. Not Scottish.
So what was that? Was that Credence that did that, or was that the Aurors?
I think
The
they're
oars.
oars. Stop
Yeah.
him from getting away. And then he nods. It's like, okay, bitches, you want to fight? Let's go.
Yeah, look at this. Look at all the spells he's deflecting. That is the coolest shit ever.
He's
And
And
good.
these are the top wizards.
Yeah. But he wasn't expecting these meddling children.
And also, just look at how the beasts are helping take down evil here. This is how I think they're going to play a role in these future movies. This
Jeanna,
is
can you
why I
just-
think Newt can remain relevant in a fight with Dumbledore against Grindelwald.
What were the subtitles right now, Gina, in the screening?
Oh, it said Graves turns into Grindelwald, and then my mouth dropped, and I got excited because I thought Colin Farrell was going to play him, and then I was betrayed.
Because
Well,
you
'cause
did
was
see a shot of Johnny Depp.
There was no Johnny Depp in the screening, none.
Well, then what did you see?
You just saw the subtitles that said
But
Graves
And-
turns into Grindelwald,
Right.
and
who's being carted away right now?
Colin Farrell.
That's
Even
weird.
here?
They shot all that with Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
I guess it was
I
to
feel
keep
like
it a
this-
secret during the test screening.
Yeah. He obviously didn't say that line. There may have been an exchange with them. I don't remember that. But he does get whisked away, which is why I was like, oh my gosh, Colin Farrell. We get him for 4 more movies. I'm so excited.
That's so cool.
We could be so lucky.
Right?
And that line,
No.
shall we die just a little, has been debated, and J.K. Rowling did eventually answer that, right? Saying that it was an invitation. Or no, one of the directors said that in an interview, I believe.
Here's
There goes
allegedly
credence.
Ruby. Yeah. I didn't think that's what this meant.
You just thought it was the final bit of him kind of
Yeah.
being whisked away.
Yeah, I didn't think that meant he lived.
Whisked away to Europe. Okay, well, we were counting creatures. How about we count endings?
Wow.
Yeah, here we go. Ending 1.
Oh my god.
I love them all, but even during the screening, I was
Me
like,
too.
oh man, I wonder which one they're going to cut. Like, and they didn't really cut any.
It's a dragon.
It is somewhat dragon-esque.
Make it rain. Make it rain some forgetfulness.
I prefer when it rains money.
This was a good idea. I mean, in terms of, well, I don't know. Everybody just happens to be in the rain. Like, oh.
Well, they also explain it where, like, it's just in the water.
Water,
So the guy
right.
taking the shower, drinking.
Yeah, but like these people who are standing outside in the rain, they are continue to stand in the rain. Like, do people normally just stand in the rain and are like, ah, rain? I guess as soon as it hits them, it starts to transform them. So that's why they're pausing.
It was a exceptionally nice winter rain.
This is the scene. Like, it's getting everywhere. This is the shot. I mean,
Bing.
Yeah.
That's the banker, right?
yeah.
Yes.
This is cool. Like, these R's might have had their asses handed to them by Graves just then, but they're pretty cool.
Even works on newspapers. Ain't that interesting?
All the bad memories of the newspaper
And the
ad.
papers stay completely dry.
So it can wash away ink. I mean, it seems unrealistic, even in terms of the Wizarding World, but this was a well thought out scene. I think J.K. Rowling does cover most
And
concerns
I wonder
here.
what it is that they were building right there. Is that just a random tall building, or
Well, New York was
Probably
up and
another-
coming, wasn't it?
Yeah. Probably just another skyscraper. Oh, and
I feel
now
like-
all the Aurors are back.
Yeah, I feel like they're just gonna break into Thriller any moment now.
I love her coat.
No.
No, ain't no nomads here.
You don't see this no match.
Well, interesting. I just looked up the construction for the Empire State Building started in 1930, so
So it wasn't
Couldn't be
that.
couldn't be that. But
It's a Chrysler building.
Maybe. Oh,
maybe.
that might have been it. It's a nice little tidbit if it is. This crushed me, but I loved it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're on ending 3.
3.
This was a great scene, though. Really, really great. It's like in
It's just
Free
so-
Willy when he has to say bye to the whale.
It's just Jacob is so
Are you
gracious.
calling Jacob a whale?
That was not a fat joke. It's just what I thought of first.
He's just so gracious. He's like, I was never supposed to. It's okay. Look.
But Chrysler Building construction started in 1928, so it's a little bit closer. To
Oh,
the
it's still
timeline.
closer, but still not. Yeah. Huh.
Were they building any Chipotles back then?
Oh my god.
By the way,
I'll
I-
stop
I
making
just-
Chipotle jokes. What is
I
this,
reheated my
Pottercast?
burrito. I just ate the other half of my burrito
Ugh,
during this film.
I'm
sorry.
showering and then going to get food. In case anybody wanted to know about my day.
I hope you post a photo of your Chipotle.
Maybe on Patreon. Look at his bite. His bite will save him.
Yeah, I agree with James, who said on Patreon just about Grindelwald's argument being very persuasive. I think it's setting up the idea that these four beautiful humans who love each other and are in this tearjerker of a scene could come to odds with each other as a result of everything Grindelwald is fighting for. The way that the plot synopsis of Fantastic Beasts 2 says that their loyalties will be tested. You can't imagine these four disagreeing with each other, especially when they've just seen what Grindelwald did to the city.
Mm-hmm.
They've been through a lot. They're a team. Oh, I actually got close to tearing up during this scene.
I did cry during this scene.
So he's in the rain, but only for a couple seconds, and then her umbrella comes and shields him.
Her love shields him.
Her love. And then
Like
they
Lily.
kiss.
Another ginger lady saving him.
But they were on an agreement that it had to happen, I think, so it wasn't their intention to save him, I guess. Right?
Then
yeah, she likes to bend the
breathes. I
rules.
think she breathes the memory of herself back into him, or maybe.
I was trying to take a drink of water at that time.
The musical cue here is perfect. Oh man. Randomly wake
What,
up.
what?
In the, well, if they did have the girlfriend breaking up within the scene, they should just do it all over again. Like he should just go back to the place and have the same scene again. Because everything's forgotten.
Well, yeah, how far back does it go? I guess that's the question.
Yeah.
Can't be too far back because his suitcase then has the, what is it, gold?
Yeah, like time has passed, but if people have been dealing with these horrible things for days, they forget. Hey, English guy. Your
I
eggs are-
still don't know what he would do with the eggs. Like, how does he go to any bank and be like, hey, these magical eggs are my collateral?
You'd have to, like, break them down or melt them down or...
Well, no, because the bank, if they're worth a lot of money, that's
It's just
your
an odd
collateral.
form for silver to take. Like, you'd have to present them as being crafted, not organic. You know,
Yeah.
like, I have a friend who works with silver, and this is that.
So
Oh,
that
I
was
didn't know. I'm sorry, I
No,
didn't
go
notice he had a tie. He tied his suitcase shut.
Oh, gosh.
I didn't notice that either.
It's like a belt
smart,
around it.
very smart. Well, I was
I
just
don't.
going to say, is this ending 5?
Yeah, I was
The
just
one
going to say
before
this is number 5, and like I'm not necessarily insulting or criticizing it, but it is a bit absurd.
Oh yeah, and there's one more after this.
Mm-hmm.
What's the one after this? The shot on the boat?
Jacob in the bakery.
Oh right. Oh my gosh.
At least any one of these 6 endings aren't as bad as Storm's coming, Harry. Or is it like, it's all going to change now, isn't it?
Yeah. And
Or the flight on the hippogriff.
Screenshots. Yeah, the hippogriff one is the worst in my opinion.
That agreed.
That's a firebolt, isn't it?
Yes.
Finally got a title drop.
Yeah, at like 2 hours in.
I don't need
Who?
a title.
Don't pretend you don't know who.
Hint, hint. She went bad.
About as bad as you can go. There's no Hogwarts without you, Hagrid. Hashtag awkward flirting from Christina. You've got mustard on your lip. Just there.
In your ear.
Tina, I know you like hot dogs, but come on, girl.
Squee.
Oh. They are cute together.
Yeah.
Just like
Their
like the-
awkwardness balances each other out.
yeah. Meanwhile, the 300 people on the boat are like, dude, come on. We're
Yeah.
ready to leave.
It's going to take weeks to get over there. Can we leave, please?
Exactly.
I can't wait to see how they all reunite.
I know.
That'll be really cool. They should taper it. I agree. Where like one person meets the second meets the third.
Well, I'll assume that they have to meet up with Tina and Queenie at the same time.
Right. Unless one of them's out on an R run or something. Kowalski baked goods. Look at that line. It's like the line for Chipotle on a free burrito.
Love
I
it.
love those.
They need to sell these at the Wizarding World.
They do.
The rampant ones look the best to me. Like a oversized croissant.
I like the alchemy ones because I love frosting.
I do love his answer there that like he legitimately does not know where he comes up with the idea.
Do you remember my buns? Was it saying the script like a gleam of recognition or something?
Yeah.
I still haven't read the script.
I just jumped to then. And
Yeah,
there we
he's
go.
The parting shot is on his face. The entire emotional weight of this movie was Jacob Kowalski, played by Dan Fogelman.
It really was, though.
Such a good. It works. Like it just. I wasn't predisposed to appreciate a Muggle in a movie about wizards, but darn.
Well, there we go. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yay.
Our commentary. Thanks everybody for listening. Hope you enjoyed listening with the
Yeah, I was going to
MuggleCasters.
say,
What?
hopefully they enjoyed it. They made it through all 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Yeah, it's a marathon to do. I mean, especially sitting here podcasting like at a desk watching a movie. It's a little not the most comfortable situation.
Are we in the rufflage of the Akami now? Is that what is going on?
I think so. I already closed it out. I'm deleting my digital copy. That's the last time I'm watching it.
Yeah. I already closed out of iTunes right after it ended.
Music by James. Jeanna, are you still playing?
I just turned it off because they said they did. I wasn't sure.
Going through, yeah.
So of course Eric has to keep going. Are we in the ruffleage of an alchemy?
There, costume designer Colleen Atwood, and yes, it's totally the flumage or ruffleage or whatever that's called of an alchemy.
Plumage, maybe?
Plumage. There
Is
we
that the
go.
word you're looking for?
I think it's all a thing. Those are all words. Okay, I closed it out on Oscar winner Colleen Atwood's name.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Patrons, thanks for tuning in. And by the way, if you aren't signed up to Patreon, we would love your support over on patreon.com/MuggleCast. Don't forget those new benefits we talked about at the beginning.
Really good stuff. Yeah, people were actually watching along with us. It was wonderful.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.